I have spent so long trying to feel less, trying to be the kind of man society expects me to be. And for a moment, I thought I had succeeded.
Bridgerton Season 4 is all set to dive into the love story between Benedict Bridgerton and Sophie Beckett. Fans have been guessing which couple would be the focus this time, and Netflix has spilled the tea. It's Benedict and Sophie. On July 23, the official Bridgerton X account teased Benedict Bridgerton's Season 4 story. Let us pour some tea. Even though his older and younger brothers are happily married, Benedict isn't quite ready to settle down until he encounters a mysterious lady in silver at his mother's masquerade ball. The first 2 seasons of the Netflix period drama followed the order of Julia Quinn's books. We saw Daphne Bridgerton, played by Phoebe Dynevor, and Simon Bassett, played by Regé-Jean Page, fall in love in Season 1 based on The Duke and I. Season 2 brought the romance between Anthony Bridgerton by Jonathan Bailey and Kate Sharma by Simone Ashley from the second book, The Viscount Who Loved Me. Fans thought Season 3 would stick to this pattern, but executive producer Shonda Rhimes hinted in March 2022 that the show might switch things up. There are 8 Bridgerton siblings, so we're planning on following each one of their romantic stories, Rhimes told Entertainment Tonight. We're not necessarily going in order, but we will cover each sibling and their stories. A couple of months later, Nicola Coughlan, who plays Penelope Featherington, revealed that her character and Colin Bridgerton by Luke Newton would take the lead in Season 3, even though their story, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, is the 4th book in Quinn's series. Even though Benedict Bridgerton by Luke Thompson's love story with Sophie Beckett is the focus of the 3rd book, An Offer from a Gentleman, the Netflix show's team decided to skip over it for now, focusing instead on Colin and Penelope's connection. I really feel like it's Colin and Penelope's time. We've seen both of these actors since Season 1, so we're already invested in them. We know their characters well, showrunner Jess Brownell explained to Variety in May 2022. Especially in the last season, there were moments where Colin almost realized Penelope had feelings for him but didn't quite get there. Instead of dragging that out, we wanted to dive into their story now. It felt like the right time. As for Benedict, Brownell felt his character needed a bit more time to develop on his own before diving into his own love story. We've really gotten to know Pen and Colin over the seasons. We've seen Pen's crush and how Colin is totally clueless about it. That's a storyline you can only stretch so far before something needs to happen, Jess Brownell told Entertainment Weekly in December 2023. It felt like the perfect time to explore what's been building between them. As for Benedict, he's such a fun and beloved character that we're excited to give him a bit more time to enjoy himself before he settles down. Season 3 also brought another change from the books by swapping Francesca's Andoh love interest from Michael to Michaela, Masali Badusa. I've been pitching the Michaela twist since Season 1, Brownell told Teen Vogue earlier this year. My approach to including a queer story in Bridgerton was to take thematic cues from the books rather than adding a queer character just for the sake of it. Brownell mentioned that the show started hinting at this 2 seasons ago, saying, I hope viewers see how we've started telling that story, even from episode 1 of Season 3 with Francesca, where all the debutantes talk about their dream husbands. Francesca realizes she's never really thought about it and wonders why. That was a thread we wanted to explore. Now let's get into what Bridgerton Season 4 should do with Benedict's story to make it even better than the book. I know just how Bridgerton Season 4 could make Benedict's story even better than his book, An Offer from a Gentleman. Benedict has been one of my favorite characters since Season 1. His sensitivity, humor, and love for his family won me over right away, and his journey in Seasons 2 and 3 only made his arc better. So when I saw the updates for Season 4, I got really excited about his story and what it could bring to the series. Making Season 4 Benedict and Sophie's season would add a lot of humor, as Benedict has often been the comedic relief. It would also introduce another amazing female lead in Sophie, whom fans, including myself, have been eagerly awaiting. But one element of Benedict's book should get more focus in the show, the fairy tale aspects, especially the Cinderella elements. This would add a unique twist to his story. First, Bridgerton Season 4 should add in some classic fairy tale elements. Benedict's love story in Bridgerton Season 4 should incorporate more classic fairy tale elements, as it's already inspired by them. His story with Sophie mirrors the Cinderella tale in many ways. Benedict meets Sophie at a masquerade ball, which she attends against the wishes of her wicked stepmother. Sophie leaves the ball abruptly, without giving Benedict any clues about her identity. Despite this, they eventually reunite, with Benedict not realizing she's the mysterious Lady in Silver until the book's final third. The book includes other nods to the Cinderella story, like Mrs. Gibbons, the housekeeper of Sophie's stepmother's estate, who acts like a fairy godmother by providing Sophie with a dress for the ball. While these elements are present, they gradually fade as the story aligns more with the book series' typical narrative. Adding more of these fairy tale aspects to the Bridgerton show would enhance Benedict's story, giving his season a unique and enchanting feel. Now let me tell you how fairy tale elements would enhance Benedict's story in Bridgerton Season 4. Fairy tale elements would fit with Benedict's artistic mindset. Adding some fairy tale vibes to Benedict's story in Bridgerton Season 4 would give the show a fresh twist and suit his character perfectly. The series has always played around with romance tropes like enemies to lovers, so bringing in elements from Cinderella could add something new and prevent things from getting repetitive. So adding these elements could really highlight themes of discovery and finding one's true self. Benedict's journey, especially in Season 3, fits nicely with a classic fairy tale arc. When he finally ties the knot in Bridgerton, it should be with someone like Sophie, who understands his struggles because of her own identity issues. Fairy tales are all about personal growth and understanding, so incorporating these elements would emphasize these themes. Plus, Benedict's artistic and romantic nature makes these fairy tale aspects a natural fit for his story. Bridgerton leaning into Benedict's Cinderella story would improve upon the books. Benedict's book characterization is vastly different from the series, so bringing more Cinderella elements into Bridgerton Season 4 could really enhance Benedict's character and add some fun moments to the show. One of the tough truths about the Bridgerton books is that the male leads aren't always perfect Prince Charming types. By leaning into these fairy tale elements, the show can continue to improve Benedict's character, making him kinder and more good-natured than in his book version. Adopting the Prince Charming template could add depth to his character and give him some passionate, expressive moments that we haven't seen much of in the series so far. The show could also use these fairy tale elements to enhance other storylines, adding fun moments not found in the book. Violet could take on a fairy godmother-like role for Sophie, keeping her connected to the main story while she pursues Marcus by Daniel Francis. If both of Sophie's stepsisters are mean to her like in many Cinderella retellings, Benedict's sisters could step in to support her. These elements would create a sense of unity in Bridgerton Season 4 as the family comes together to help Benedict find love before the clock strikes midnight. Well, that's it for today. What do you think about adding more fairy tale elements to Benedict and Sophie's story in Bridgerton Season 4? Do you have any favorite Cinderella moments you'd love to see incorporated? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next video.